Who is this?
All right, guys, welcome to another week of the Pink Boys podcast, aka the Try to Not Talk About Fucking Chain Link for 30 Seconds Challenge podcast. And if you guys didn't know, we also have a Twitter. It's at the Pink Boys. So try and head over there when you have the chance. I'm not sure what that account does in its spare time, but I've seen it messing with some popular niche fourth-rate Twitter crypto figures lately, and that's certainly worth your time to check out. So
that was very organic.
Ado,
I almost couldn't tell that we asked you to do that.
Anyways, without further ado, I got the three amigos here. You know what? I'll start with How are you doing? How are you doing?
Good evening, everyone. I just got home like 5 minutes ago, and everyone was cussing me the fuck out for being late.
Yes, we were. That was great. And that made all of us feel good doing that to you. So now we feel better as well.
He made me feel pretty good as well. I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, a little too much. Adam, how about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I feel as if my body parts are disintegrating because of my manual labor job now. But it's fine because my portfolio is green. So like that fucking band-aids all of my like physical pains and ailments.
You know, that's a real like salt of the earth thing of you to say. It's like you're a man connected with labor, but you're also making money doing nothing as well. You're kind of like the everyman's crypto investor, and I can appreciate that about you, even though you're Australian. So thank you for that, Adam.
Of course.
Tyson, what about you?
Still black-pilled, but my portfolio's up, so I guess a bit less black-pilled.
So I guess the lesson here from everyone is that having an all-time high portfolio doesn't solve your emotional problems in life. Is that
what about
fair
you?
to say?
What about you, Moyer? How are you doing?
I'm chewed the fuck out, to be honest with you, especially when it comes to this bullshit, because honestly, it's like, you know, you hold on to your alts, you do really well, you make a nice chunk of change with your alts and make a few life decisions and whatnot. But with Bitcoin going back above 60K and the market doing supposedly good things, sometimes I look back at the last 6 or 8 months and I think, why didn't I just buy like Prince Floki shit baby Inu on the pancake swap and a few fucking NFTs and call it a day? Because that would have done a lot more for me than anything else I've been fucking holding the last 6 months. And maybe that's just my fault, but part of me thinks that the way I've been looking at this space over the last 2 or 3 years since I got into it is wrong now, and it's kind of moved on from me, or I'm kind of holding on to the wrong things. And part of me is like, do I just get the Zoomer perm and start saying for real, bruh, and just get like NFTs and shit, or and say like everything's sus and just like
no cap, bro, no cap,
bro.
Yeah, I'm going through like the exact same revelation as well.
So
like,
what do we do about this?
I just realized like I spent at least fucking 2 years clinging on to like just some delusional shit, and it's so hard to let go, but it kind of frees you when you do it.
Yeah, and I do it little by little, especially when I started getting into something like Phantom. But even stuff like that even pisses me off. It's like because then I see other things that have a much higher return that are a lot lower risk, and maybe I'm just not as involved with these I don't know, like Geist and stuff like that, and these high APR yield farms. Maybe I'm just not focused enough and working at that stuff enough to
be fair,
go ahead.
What it is.
It feels like we missed the boat, and now we're seething that we missed the boat.
In the wise words of
seething.
Solid Snake, crypto has changed. It's no longer about fundamentals. It's about hype and scalability.
I like that.
That's good. No, that's good. But no, what I'm saying, there's high APR yield farms. We do know that they get fucking like there's that one early this year that Mark Cuban was in that got fucking rugged. It's called Titan or something.
Titanium.
Yeah, Titanium.
Oh, he was seething about that.
He was seething so hard on Twitter about that. That was really funny. One of us, bro. One of us.
I love that. We need to rug pull more billionaires.
Yeah, I would rather get rug pulled and say I tried than just languish making average profits.
I mean, come on, dude. If you're fucking Cuban, Mark Cuban, and you're getting rug pulled, nah, come on. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No,
Imagine
dude.
being a billionaire. Is he a billionaire?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
At least
like,
nine
but-
figs.
It's worth like 5 billion. I don't know what he's crying about.
Oh, I thought he was high 9 figs.
it's
I mean,
about the
who
it's about
cares?
the what's the word, like he, even though he's so powerful, even he can get rug pilled. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
yeah.
that's why he's
he's
crying.
such a giant boomer. He just falls for dumb shit in
Yeah.
the same way
He's
other
just a fucking
billionaires
dumbass
do.
with lots of money.
Just put
Yeah.
your money into the S&P 500, bro. Beats inflation.
what he
You
does.
started going on that thing about Metal Gear. I thought you were doing Fallout at the beginning. They're like war never changes. I thought that's what you were doing, but it was,
They're
it
quite
was something
similar. I
else.
think the one I was doing was Metal Gear Solid 4. I think
There
that's
we
the one.
go. There we go. So I don't know. It's not that I'm seething. I'm just feeling I'm just in a deep moment of reflection on things that I could have done differently over the past basically since that giant dump in May. I think that was a time to reshuffle the deck, and I did a little bit, but not as much as I should have. And I think I'm looking back and saying, you know, it's like you're either all in being like some edgelord all over these like exchange swaps, or you're just a Bitcoin maxi retard. Anything in between, I feel like just isn't making as much money in the long term. I mean, just holding on to alts and relaxing. Those days are those days over, or am I wrong
I
here?
do
Go
think
ahead.
stacking sats is probably the most Chad strategy. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
with
Yeah.
that. But I do
That-
think
that's timeless.
that the second most
You
Chad,
realize that has
actually,
like
no, the
diminished
most Chad
returns,
thing,
right?
in my opinion,
Stacking
is
sats.
people that literally just futures trade successfully at that.
Mhm.
Because that makes everyone on Twitter, just everyone everywhere, seethes at the prospect of someone successfully trading derivatives of any form. You see this everywhere. It's beautiful.
Why is it a diminishing return? Why is it a diminishing return in value?
I know. I
Tyson?
don't. What?
Well, because Bitcoin has displayed diminishing returns. I think like 2016, 2017, Bitcoin, like it literally went like 100x from like $200 to 20,000, right? And I don't think it's going to pull 100x.
20,000.
I mean, the bottom of that bear market was 250, around there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't think
So
we're going to see those returns anymore for Bitcoin.
Yeah, round out what you were saying. I'm sorry. I just heard Tyson mention
That's
it.
okay,
And
that's
I
okay.
didn't know what he was trying to say. So
That's all good. It's all good.
yeah.
That being said, Tyson, if you think about it, Bitcoin has made over a 10x. It has made over a 10x in the past 1.5 year.
It's been
The
20x.
COVID bottom was 3.8k, and of course,
Yeah.
all-time high was 64k. We don't know if we've actually properly peaked yet, and even if Bitcoin hits 100k, that is a pretty substantial multiplier right there.
I guess, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, over time, because of like the nature of the asset, and because of the market cap growing in like the trillions and all that stuff,
Yeah,
you can't expect the same like 100x returns anymore. You know?
yeah, that's understandable.
So
That being said,
basically-
though-
go ahead. Yeah.
That being said, so you made the argument about market cap. Perhaps this is where the idea of Bitcoin being embedded into the traditional financial sector comes in, because that would be like the next sort of staircase for Bitcoin to make such an increase, or such increases, sort of continue this momentum. So like before, so in the very early days, it would be people in their bedrooms that could just dump the entire market, and over time, as the market cap grew, you know, the players that could have an effect on Bitcoin itself kind of had to grow with it. And like now that we're approaching, what's the market cap of Bitcoin now?
It's like 3 trillion.
It's up
Oh
there,
no,
yeah.
the entire market cap's like 3 trillion.
It's
Yeah.
1.1 trillion around
So
there.
yeah, if we want to
Yeah.
see some
Wait,
like
really?
ridiculous gains in Bitcoin from this point on, we will need like some pretty ridiculous money pouring in. And of course, to get that ridiculous money, we need like a Bitcoin ETF, for example. We need your uncle and your grandpa hopping
So,
in just to beat
I'm gonna
inflation.
buy 1/10 of a Bitcoin with my retirement savings.
Listen here, son. Well, companies need to start doing matches that involve Bitcoin or something like that. But also, what you're saying is, first off, when you're talking about how there might be more gigantic gains, I guess you guys are kind of saying in the long term, just zoom out, bro. But also, it's like it's almost like if you look at stuff on a long enough time scale, it actually does make sense. And there's also huge gains to be had if you go from last year to this year. But my fear is, and the issue that I've been struggling with over the last 6 months, and it's also something that Tyson's been hinting at for a little while, is that the crypto market is going to get tradified, if you will. So people go to crypto because it's far more exciting than being in the stock market. At least that was typically the case. The stock market's pretty fucking crazy these days too.
I feel alive.
Yes,
yeah, it's going through a transition phase right now, and you know what that means.
So when
Bitcoin hits 30 years old,
yeah, it's getting older, and the more it starts being correlated with traditional markets, the more boring it's going to get, and the less gains you're going to have, and eventually that's going to be the same with altcoins as well. So people are just going to find more intricate ways to make money, and maybe we're starting to see the beginning of that. I don't know.
When you start talking about crypto in the sense of like the trillions of dollars that it has, instead of like the billions that it previously was, when you start talking about trillions and like the SEC breathing down your neck, it has to tradify. You know, it can't last like this forever.
It must become boring at some point. Adam, what were you gonna say?
Well, I would just say, like, I don't know. I still feel as if crypto is, because you know the tip of the iceberg is just Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin or whatever. And sure, that's becoming more and more tradified and accessible to people who aren't balls deep in this like we are. But when you like look at shit like Phantom or like Sheep or whatever, like that's like, you know, a layer a layer or two below, and like I don't think we're like it's still the Wild West there. You know what I mean? Like shit can still like 1000x. And it's like
Wild West. Go to fucking PooCoin.
Yeah, no, I'm alright.
That's a real thing.
I know PooCoin.
Yeah, of course.
But like in terms of how do I say it? Like long term, like sure, as it's like as the curve, you know, eventually flattens out, right? So we'll get more and more like less and less interesting.
Yeah, of course the fucking Aussie says that. You guys really are fucking brainwashed over there.
Okay. Well,
you're a lost cause,
I was more like visualizing you know, like approaching zero in terms of like fun in crypto market. So that's how I was like
it's
looking
the
at
fucking nanobots and the vaccine, then get into them.
Hey, bros, at least my fucking politicians don't get stabbed in broad daylight in the street. So
no, instead they get jabbed, and then when they get jabbed, they become fucking Bogdabots.
That was in Britain or England or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It was just like, "Oi, mate, you got a license for that stabbing wielder or whatever?" The fuck stabs him. So whatever.
Did you guys actually stab a politician, Ari?
Yeah, he died.
Me? No, I didn't personally stab a politician.
All right, well, you know, whatever happened to that politician, you know, we're all praying for him and hope he pulls through. He's
dead.
Pull through, right?
Are you?
Well, you know how it goes. So anyways, back to what we were discussing earlier before. I don't even know how we got onto that politicians. Oh yeah, because you said flatten the curve, and then we kind of took a walk down politics lane, which I'll get back to later. I'll never leave that lane alone. But for now, we'll go back to boring old trad Bitcoin. And obviously, I guess if you're paying attention to these sorts of things and they matter to you, although I am feeling very jaded these days about Bitcoin's price, no matter what it goes to. Maybe it's because of what alts I'm holding right now. Won't say their name. But Bitcoin has crossed over 60, and it's holding it pretty well. And I got to say, this is a good sign for Bitcoin, for the market as a whole.
This is unironically bullish.
So, all right. Who said that? Adam?
Me.
Did you say that?
Me.
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you think?
Well, you know what I mean? I've been saying bullish shit for fucking months now, and you're like, no, it's gonna like scam wick down, or it's gonna scam wick up. I mean, yeah, I've been saying that too, but like, I don't know, like,
okay,
I know it might be the fucking like normie to your take or whatever, but like,
it is.
Coin go up, portfolio green. Why can't it continue to go? Why can't it continue to go up?
So. Yeah, it's pretty good that it's above. I mean, it seemed like just yesterday we were in the 28,000s and the 30s being like it's over. It's over. And then, now talking about desperation, matching up Wyckoff patterns that people just make up on the spot. And now we're back almost at an ath.
An app.
Don't you dare.
Stop it.
Don't you dare.
Don't.
I gotta
do
pose
that.
a question to anyone listening. Don't respond or reach out on the Twitter or whatever, or just envision it in your mind. You got to be saying ath too. There's no way you don't read it as that as well.
No one says that.
Are you serious? Is it really just, is that, it's kind of like how I say Rihanna and Coachella. I think I say those things the wrong way. So people always get triggered. They're like, it's not Rihanna, it's Rihanna or whatever.
Why are you the way that you are?
You sound like my dad. No, so I'm just curious, back up above 60K. It seems like we're making a good run for it. All-time high is inevitable, is it not, Tyson?
Yeah, I think it's pretty certain at this point. It just depends how far we're going to dip before we touch that level. I think we could hit like maybe 55, 56 around there, and that's going to be a dip that I'd buy for sure.
So you think we're sinking back into the mid 50s?
Like, for me, that's worst case scenario,
So that's like what, like an accumulation zone or something?
No, it's just support. For me, it's time for Bitcoin to shine and suck up all the big fat liquidity in the market. And
Slurp.
It's going to BTFO alt BTC pairings for quite a while.
That's fine though, because you guys measure your success in USD pairings, right? You guys aren't sat stackers, because even though it is based and the way to go, like, surely US dollar pairs is where you're actually at.
Well, if Bitcoin's pumping and your alt BTC things are pumping, it means that you're making double the money, Yeah. It means that the metric that you're measuring your alts in are also pumping.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're losing money, go ahead, keep going. What'd you say?
Ideally, when you invest, you want to invest in like something with the most returns, but with like the least risk possible. And the least risky asset is Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin is outperforming your altcoin, you're taking on this unnecessary risk by being in like Link or fucking Funfair.
It's always Funfair with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You never give Dentacoin any love.
Oh man, I remember when Dentacoin was neck and neck with Chainlink. But it is always funny to me the way you say that though, because it's like, dude, I remember when my buddy and I were first getting into this shit, and we both own like Ripple, which is so pathetic, and we were both like, man, Bitcoin's so done. It's not like an adequate transaction token, and it's so done. It's gonna get flipped.
It's a boomer coin, bro.
Yeah,
it's such a boomer coin.
It runs the entire market and always will, and that will never change. And that's just because of the just massive whales and I guess traditional investments that are piling into it. So, I mean, I guess I'll pose it to you guys. And I'd be surprised if someone said no. So let's give it until, let's say till the end of the month. So 2 weeks, and we'll check in then. All-time high by November, yes or no, Adam?
Are we going there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking yes.
Okay.
Well,
fair enough.
Because if we don't, we're going to set a lower high, and that's not fun. But like, it's kind of. I don't know. It's a bit too close to the previous all-time high to say it's a real lower high, I would say. I mean, Tyson would probably have a more technical answer to that. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel as if we're going to hit. I mean, how can we not? We're like 3K away right now. We should at least try. Yeah, well, that's true. I'm a believer. I've got my bags packed, and surely you do too, right? And so fucking... I don't believe in 500k Bitcoin, because that's just fucking absurd. But
you know what? Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I could see we could make a run for 100k if we're lucky.
What about you?
I think by the time that happens, we'll be invaded by greys, and we're going to be too preoccupied having fun with our big boober grey waifus.
You think we're going to get invaded by Palladians from Alpha Centauri by November?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I like the way
Fucking
you
Orion's
think.
belt, the Chads from Orion's belt. They're all gonna come along, and they're gonna just BTFO the entire BTC network with their smartphones, and steal Satoshi's wallet and just market sell it on Binance.
Just to let you know, you're not gonna have your way with them. They're gonna have their way with you, and you're gonna look like that goatsy picture on the internet.
And you know what?
With the fucking
That's a
anal
good thing.
probes.
You know what? That's a
and
good
here's why
thing.
that's a good thing, and you'll like it, and you'll live in a pod. How's that sound?
And you'll be happy.
And you'll be happy. So, Tyson, what about you by November?
Can I just say, I would literally give up my entire portfolio right now to have aliens invade the planet.
Oh my god, same here.
All
Dude,
right,
I
so
want
we're
a
bullish on
big booba grey waifu to put me in a glass tube, me floating in water with a fucking oxygen mask attached to my mouth, and I'm kind of in a perpetual state of stasis while I'm floating through the
Dude,
universe.
at this
in a
point, put me in
spaceship.
one of those fucking Matrix pods where it just like shows me my dreams for the entire time.
You know what? It's funny. Is childhood thinking that you want to be out of the Matrix, and adulthood is being like, nah, leave me in the Matrix? Because that's where I'm starting to get to. I'd gobble up that blue pill. I'm like, what? Get like an average office job, be Keanu Reeves, and live in a sick fucking studio, like techie apartment with like weird USB sticks and shit, and like people coming to my door with drugs. Like, all right,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fine with that.
Dude, let's
I
be
take the
fucking
blue
honest.
pill.
Imagine waking up out of the Matrix. You'd be like, what the fuck? This sucks. No,
Dude,
put me back in.
Zion looks like shit. It's a bunch of like weirdos dancing around
know,
up on
right?
each other, and like what, like, and you get attacked by like weird tentacle monsters. Oh wait, whatever.
You ever wonder why?
Also, you know that they don't take any fucking showers.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude,
my
where the fuck
God.
do they get their water from? And worse than like, you ever wondered why there's fucking mech suits in there? There's like some Gundam shit in there. Like, why is that there? Why?
The Wachowski brothers / sisters really just they'll throw in whatever they got. And I'll tell you, when that movie comes out in a few weeks, you bet I'll come on here and I'll fucking talk about it. I don't care if it has to do with crypto
Oh yeah,
or not.
there's a new
because-
one now, isn't
Yeah,
there?
it's gonna be so bad, and I love those movies, even the third one, but it's gonna be so bad. I have no chance.
Oh,
And that
dude, the
Sense8 show they had on
sequels suck.
Netflix, oh, Sense8 was fucking shit. They're like fucking rubbing their bussies like miles apart, and it's like some like weird. It's like they're weird. It's like the Wachowskis' weird like transition project or something. But anyways. You guys got me going, but Tyson, I won't let you get out that easy. All-time high by November or what on Bitcoin?
What is that? 2 weeks from now?
Yes.
Fuck it. I'll slap the yes button.
Yeah.
Slap that motherfucking like button. All right, I'll have to agree with the three of you, and we'll check back then. But and if it's untrue, Adam has to walk outside and breathe fresh air without a mask on and get arrested by the police.
Like realistically, it's just a matter of time, right? It might dump to
Yeah.
55, but that's a dip that everyone and their mom's gonna buy. So it's just a matter of time.
But like, I have a question. So you guys saw the other day, the news came out that the SEC isn't gonna like block the Bitcoin ETF, and that made the market pump, right?
Yes. Well, it could have. Maybe it was. Maybe the news was already priced in. So why? What do you think about that?
Well, I was gonna ask because I think the news came out and then it started pumping, right? Like it wasn't already priced in, was it?
It was
Or,
priced in. Like
Oh,
any
okay.
fundamental news that comes out for crypto, it's already priced in. Unironically.
What was the SEC news? Go ahead again.
Oh, that they wouldn't oppose a Bitcoin ETF.
It's so funny because once you've been hanging around this stuff for a little while, you start to hear the same things over and over, like over the course of a few years. So like first you got your nice little China stuff where it's like China decided they're going to do this, or China's just waking up, or you do like the Winklevoss twins are trying to do an ETF. And once that happens, and you know, my favorite one, and I think people were starting to talk about with Chainlink, it was a classic with Ripple. It said, this wallet dumps thousands of or millions of Ripple every 2 weeks, and that wallet's almost out of Ripple. So once it stops selling, the price is going to skyrocket. Like that's another classic.
Jesus
So
Christ.
to me, when I start hearing about like, well, the SEC said this thing about ETFs, it's kind of like, all right, like how many times do we have to do this? How many times do we have to go through this? You know what I mean? And it's just like, at what point it like once you start acknowledging the SEC or external organizations and their effect on crypto, you're kind of defeating the purpose of crypto in the first place, because the whole point was to get away from this shit, wasn't it? But now
to centralization.
Yeah, but now it's become so normalized that we're depending on news like that almost. And I swear to God, back in the day, I swear that Bitcoin's price didn't start staggering until we started depending on news related to it through ETFs or stuff to like make it more legitimate in normie eyes. We started to think that we needed to depend on like normie trad money to make crypto move. Like I don't know if that, do we have to do that? Is that still the thing or what? You know what I mean?
Let's put it this way, Satoshi would have hated the idea of a Bitcoin ETF.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, his dream was DEXs, and that was about it.
What's a DEX? Like Pokemon?
Decentralized exchange.
A DEX, that's dark gay sex.
There's no G in that, you fucking retard.
I was trying to make a joke about a Pokédex, and you're just like dark gay sex.
You know what? Guys, I really want to know something.
Go ahead.
Go on.
What the fuck is Sergey Nazarov's cup size?
Oh no. Okay, let's move on.
I need to
Double
know.
G.
I need to know.
All right. So actually, you know what? That was one of the longest amounts of time we've ever made it without explicitly talking about Link or
I didn't talk about Link.
A Link Messiah figure. There we go.
Don't make me dive into Link occultism.
You know what? You want to talk about tales as old as time in crypto, because you just had to open up the floodgates. He comes out the other day to fucking tweet about a hackathon like he did 4 years ago.
That's all he does.
So excited for this free labor we're basically going to get from hundreds of people and only pay like the top 3 placements. Really love that. Yeah.
30-year-old hacker.
Like that guy is worth over $1 billion.
Ooh, I'm gonna hack.
And he's like,
gonna hack
I'm a hacker. Oh, I'm gonna hack.
I'm gonna hack. I'm a hacker.
No.
Oh, I'm for the hack.
There's no.
Hey,
why?
bro.
I have a question.
Right now.
Why is it I'm finna hack and why isn't it I finna stake? Because
Sergey's tweets be like, damn, bro, this hack be busting.
Be bussing this hackathon. On God, this be bussing.
Yo, these hackers be giving Firehead.
Yo, FR, bro. FR. Yo, no cap. But
No cap.
what's that meme? It's like what they always say, you're a retard, not are you okay, retard. It's like it's the same thing. It's like, why is it always hackathon and not fucking staking? I don't know. It's really
just hack staking, please.
Yeah, someone at the
fork link and
hackathon,
release staking.
the guy who gets first place of the hackathon is a guy that just says like, here's how you do staking for your shitcoin. Now just do this. Like right now, I figured it out for you.
Hey guys, quadratic staking and mixicles and all that. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, mixicles. Oh man.
Oh, actually, can I take a second out to flex my sell of Link into Polkadot when they were both the same price?
Do. Go. I'll lay out the red carpet for you. Go ahead, sir. Introducing Tyson.
So Link and Polkadot were both $28. I sold, I think 25% of my Link into Polkadot, and Polkadot has pumped 50% since then. And
Dude.
Link, which was $28 at the time, is actually below it now. It's $27.
Dude,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
amazing.
But you know what?
Yeah.
In the wise words of Linkies, you're not gonna make it because you just swung, and swingies get the rope, even though
Swingies do get the rope, to be fair.
Swingies have been getting
Swingies do
medals
get
for
the
the
rope.
past year.
No, I mean, I made the original swing linker list for any originals who remember that. But what I will tell you is that if you try and swing Link, you will lose. But if you sell your Link for any other token, you will win. You'll win
That
every
is true.
time.
That is very true.
And it's funny, Tyson. I remember talking to you that very night. You were like, because we were talking, I was like, dude, I can't wait till Link gets $100 and I just literally don't have to work and I can just fuck off. And you're like, what if we picked something else that was the same price as Link right now and thought it would get to $100 sooner or had a better chance? And you were like, Polkadot can probably do that. And then you just did it. And dude, what is it? Like at 43 or 44 or something
42,
like that?
I think, right now. Yeah.
Dude, that's sick, man. That's
Polka
the
dot.
kind of foresight I don't have.
Ooh.
Well, no,
it's
it doesn't
actually the
have the
source of
foresight.
like a lot of my black pill right now because I sold fucking 25%. It's like nothing, right? I still have like 75% of my link just still sitting there, and
Just sitting
now
there
the price
doing
difference
what?
is too good.
you know,
It's
you
too
know,
much for me
if
to
you-
sell back into it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
oh
Well,
my god.
that brings me up on another one, actually. I mean, while we're on the topic of stuff that we gave up link for, I mean, I went pretty ham on Phantom at giving up some link for it. And it was kind of like at an edgy time. It was definitely when it was above $1. So it wasn't like the best possible time to do it. But just another lesson to you guys, anytime to get out of link.
Yeah,
is
I
a
mean,
good time.
I mean, you know me, right? You know me. Like, I was a link maxi through and through. Had like 80% of my portfolio link, if not more. And then over the last, I'd say like 6 months or maybe 9 months, like yeah, like what link is now maybe 25% of my portfolio at best on a good day, like on a link good day, like. Yeah, like things like RSR and Rose and fucking Sheeb, for fuck's sake. Like, dude, I told you the other day my Sheeb holdings overtook my Link holdings in USD value because fucking Sheeb mooned and Link is still going backwards. Like,
It's so amazing, dude.
it's beyond fucking stupid.
It's so funny because I'm always kind of.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What's it gonna take for you to drop link?
I said it last week, and I'll say it again. If it does not move by February 2022, I will sell all of my link. But I'm also considering upping that to December 2021. So
Ooh.
2 weeks
Ari,
of
what about you?
languishing.
What about you, Ari?
Sergey releasing his cup size.
What is a cup size? Like a bra size?
Yeah, size of his titties.
I thought you were saying like a cup.
real talk, right?
Yeah, real talk.
Oh, Tyson wants to be serious now. Okay, go ahead, Tyson. I said it because I think you want to hear about real talk from my prophetic brain that has consulted with the spirits in a unconscious vision. I was told that Link will moon by the end of this year, and if that does not happen, then the gods were lying to me and I was lying to myself, and it's time to have some deep introspection and sell my link as well. So
you must
let
consult the stars, man. To consult the stars.
Yeah, totally, bro. So that's why I'm just saying
that shit has been so accurate. It's crazy.
Yes, definitely consulting the stars or something like that. I don't know. What's it going to take for you to give up your link? Or what link you don't have?
Is there any way to recover from MK Ultra and gang stalking? Like,
that's as deep as they get.
Medication, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically, you're in some type of like Clockwork Orange chain link scenario. Right
yeah, I'm strapped to a bed right now.
Oh my god!
With your eyes peeled open, watching.
It's like a belt around my chest right now. There's a doctor looking over me.
So Tyson, you made that decision to get into DOT, and I'm kind of being a little fancy bro right now with my female to male Phantom coin.
Dude,
Adam,
so am I. I picked up some Phantom.
Yeah, what are you thinking about it so far?
I think it's breaking a trend line. It's fucking based.
In a good or bad way?
Good way.
Really? That's kind of cozy.
4-hour trend line, so it could pump up to maybe 2.45 if it breaks.
Are you saying that because that was was that its last? I think that was its last all-time high. So you think it's going to get back there or something like that?
If it breaks,
yeah, it's just fun to be in a coin. Like, even if I switched out for a coin that just plummeted, at least it was doing fucking something. You know what I mean? I could have been in Tether the last 5 months and it would have been more exciting than having Link. So
it fucking hurts. I was showed FTM hard, relentlessly at under 2 cents.
Tyson showed it on this podcast.
No, I'm talking under 2 cents. 2020, early 2020, even 2019 for me. Oh my
you know
god,
what?
I wish
I thought
I'd
you meant
listened.
FTT. I thought you meant FTT.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I was still
FTM.
Phantom very early on, and I didn't want to pay attention to it. But
God, I
Adam, aren't you
wish.
into some weird like bonfire coin or some shit? What was that?
Well, I'm in a couple of stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
But
What was that? Pyre though?
yeah, PYR. Me and Tyson got in before me. I think about $1 or so before me, like 450. Right? Yeah, and I got in at 550. And it's now at 1070. And we believe that it's programmed.
We at the syndicate believe.
Yeah, it's programmed to go to $50.
Programmed through what?
The stars, my guy.
It's programmed in the fabric of this universe.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is programmed into the stars. It's pure. Even I think even your RSRs are doing something. Right?
Well, RSR is a 3.5 cent fucking stable coin.
It is literally supposed to be a stable coin, though, right?
No, well, it's not RSR, but the product, like the protocol was working on, is like how to bring like things like lumber prices and gold and shit onto the market by creating like a coin that like represents them. I don't even know because I don't really know what they do, but all I know is that it's
all I know about RSR is that it had some really nice aesthetics in 2019.
And all I just know is that it's just a really comfy hold, and that's okay.
I just want to say RSR it's consolidating below the 200 EMA and the 314 EMA on the daily, and if it breaks those, that's mega bullish.
Giga bullish.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
cup size.
Stop.
Every time you say that, I keep thinking of like a cup, like in sports. Like you wear a cup over your penis.
You think Sergey plays sports?
No, but he walks around with a cup because people want to kick him in the balls for being such a shitty.
That's true. I mean, I did say last week I'd throw a brick at him, but now I'm thinking of something a bit more personal, a bit more intimate.
Lingerie.
The only thing Sergey plays is with our fucking emotions.
Yeah, it's fucking true.
He knows.
Yeah, he's definitely
so
living
true.
in
He's a philosophy major, so
Oh, fuck me.
he speaks to us through.
So he knows
Socratic
nothing about
means.
it. It doesn't make you a telepath.
I wouldn't be surprised if he is, to be honest. He speaks to us through numbers and charts.
Nah, you guys lead him on into being much smarter than he actually is. He's like, first off, you can be fucking retarded and be a philosophy major at any college. That doesn't matter.
Oh no, come on. Sergey is
literally
smart.
nothing. He gives shitty stump speeches like he's
No,
Romney
come
in 2012 before the election, and then he gets off stage and barely answers any question. Dude, if I was able to ask him a question, I don't know jack shit, and he's literally fucking quaking in his boots answering it because he knows he doesn't know a fucking thing, then I'm sorry.
Well, like he
Sergey
has
is
literally had
ridiculously
autism.
smart.
He's had autism attacks on stage before.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like he rightfully deserves.
like
Oh,
like an autistic person attacks him.
like his.
I'm
his
almost
autism
feeling
gets the
bad
better
for
of him.
bullying Sergey so much on this.
No,
If he ever hears this, he's gonna be heartbroken. He's
You
gonna
know
be like,
what?
let's see what my favorite Link Marines, the old ones. Let's see what my OG Linkies are saying about. Oh, okay.
You know what? Shut the fuck up. You bring up his cup size like every 5 minutes, and now we're not supposed to rip
Yeah, but
on him.
I'm saying that in a nice way.
Well, that's just
What-
creepy
what's
and
his cup
sexually
size in a nice
frustrating.
way?
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
very
nice
creepy.
way of putting it. It could be. Do you guys remember in 2018, people would literally go to
stop.
events and take pictures of him grabbing food? Like, these aren't even edited photos. These are real,
right, I'm not gonna
real
let
fucking creep shots of
I'm
Sergey
bringing down
buying
the hammer
food.
right now. That's all right. That is enough of talking about this fat Russian man. I
Do you
can't take
remember
it
him?
anymore.
Wait, before we move on, do you
Real
remember that
quick.
picture of him sitting alone at like a conference and everyone's like, he's too much of a fucking loser to actually network with anyone?
Oh my god. Do you guys remember that one time when there was a chain link about how our outside of the bathroom at one of these events.
Yes,
Isn't
that
he
was
like?
That
Is
was
this-
Cybos, wasn't
was
it?
that Phoebos?
Yeah, it was
Cybos, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, those
yeah.
were the good old days. I like that one picture, and it's not Photoshop, where it looks like he's getting head on stage, and there's like a hot girl like right in front of him. It's such
I
a
think
fun
that was the
fucking
one
thing.
where they were live streaming it, and one of his colleagues, he asked one of his colleagues, he's like, "Oh, what are they saying? Are they making fun of me again?" And his colleague turns around laughing, like he's saying, "Oh, this is fundamentally bullish." And he just looks at the screen like with a disappointed face and just gives us a thumbs up.
Well, the only time I saw him ever act like an excited human, I can't believe I'm still talking about this after I wanted to change the subject, but real quick, the only time I ever saw him acting like a true human being was when he was so excited to announce that like they were acquiring Town Crier or some shit like that. And like the night before, he was acting like he was fucking Rocky Balboa after like going the distance with like a crowd around him on a mic, like, we got some huge news coming tomorrow. It's gonna be great. And like in his mind, it's big news. To the rest of the community, no one knows what the
Gravelcoin.
fuck he's even talking. Yeah. And on the next day, he's just not.
I mean,
gravel
I
coin.
would have liked to have him like step on like on the stage and it'd be like a rotten floorboard and he like fall through the stage, and like he's like so dense that he like creates a good dent in the floor. Like,
Just imagine if like at one of these events, Sergey gets on stage, he's holding the mic, and he just stares deeply into the audience, and he just fucking breaks out into a sick dance. Just
And
drops the
then
mic and
ends
just
with-
starts ripping the fucking.
That's incredibly unfunny and copying off of Napoleon Dynamite, which was a funny movie when I was 14. And
It was
I
funny.
probably would still think it was funny now, but I haven't watched it in a very long time. But it was a classic. But
Dude, I've watched
I
that film
can't-
like 5 times. I don't see how it's funny.
all right. See,
No,
you're just
you wanna
doing
know a
the
good movie?
a nihilistic,
Mike.
hopeless thing. You know, I get it. It's fine. You're allowed to
No,
think
you know-
things are funny,
You know what's
Tyson.
funny?
Like,
The fucking other guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Marky Mark.
I don't like funny movies, but I do think that is a funny movie. So I'll let you go on that.
What's
I'll
a
let
funny
you go on
movie
that.
that's not supposed to be a funny movie?
I don't know.
A life
I
story.
don't know. What'd you
what?
say, Tyson?
My life story.
Fair enough.
It's not even
fair
that
enough.
funny, but I laughed.
I mean, it was good in the moment, but all right, just to move things along a little bit, to get away from fat Russian men and Tyson's life story, which I think is great,
How
especially
about
since
Skinny
he's
Russian
gotten
Men?
no, especially since he's gotten Dot, and especially since I just wanted to kind of talk about something that Tyson's brought up before that I actually think is a good point, but I don't know if it's true anymore because I don't know what's real anymore with how pessimistic I've become over this market.
Mhm.
Is liquidity flow still a thing? Is it still a
Yes.
thing? So last week Tyson was talking about how stuff leaks from Bitcoin to shitcoin to altcoins to whatever else. Bitcoin just popped off. It just went to like 60K, obviously, like we were talking about, and it's probably going to hit all-time highs. Alts are lagging behind. There was a time where Bitcoin was at this price and Ethereum was like pushing like what? Like 10K or some crazy shit? Like Ethereum's been much higher than it is right now before. Am I wrong?
Ethereum never
So-
hit 10K. What are you on about?
No, it never hit 10K, but it got pretty high up there, didn't it?
That's at like
It got to like
4K.
4.4K.
Wait,
not that
really?
far off from all-time high.
Wait, Ethereum's never been like above 5K?
No.
No.
Yeah, are you like what?
Wow, that shows how little attention I pay. I pay to the upper
I
echelon
think you're
of
thinking of
actual
something
good
else.
crypto investments. No, I'm not. I just pay that little attention to Ethereum's price. So
That being
So
said,
actually-
it's basically Bitcoin season right now. It's sucking
Yeah.
alts dry,
Yeah, all the
grabbing
liquidity.
satoshis like a gravitational field.
But I
it-
think dominance
People are
has
just
gone up
FOMOing out of
2%.
vaults, and that's why there's sell pressure on some of them right now.
Mm.
why
Because the
Tyson?
alt BTC, because Bitcoin's pumping hard, and altcoin whales they're FOMOing out of alts into Bitcoin, and to FOMO out they have to sell some of the alts. So that's just where the sell pressure is coming from.
Isn't it
Yeah,
like
I
the
know
result
for,
of
Rose-
cascading?
I
isn't
do
it
think the
result of
liquidity theory is like still more than valid, right? Like I
Okay.
do think like once Bitcoin tops out, we're gonna see like a massive alt season.
Okay,
Cope.
that's fair enough. I hope so, and that kind of coincides with this huge Q4 pump that people have been theory crafting over with Santa Claus and his elves. So let's hope that happens. Adam, did you want to say something? You got something to say to me, bitch?
No. Continue.
Okay, do you?
No, I was just gonna say that isn't alts being sucked dry like the result of like stop losses on the Sats pair or something, like across the market, or is that just a bear market thing?
Real whales don't use stop losses, to be honest.
Stop loss
Yeah, but,
none.
like,
I didn't
okay,
know
so
that I was a
Bitcoin
whale. Holy
pumps,
shit.
No, I
Sats do
mean
a
they have like a
thing.
manual stop loss, but they don't have like an order set for that stuff, because
What about
if their
bots?
order activated, it would
But it
just
shows up, and also
cascade
that
the
would show
whole
up.
order.
So this is my thinking, right? Bitcoin pumps, Sats pairs kind of drop across the board, and then the
Yep.
bots kind of go downhill, just across the board. That just
What is
fuels
that?
Bitcoin even
I think
further.
it's humans doing it.
You think?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know
Well,
dumps definitely are the result of cascades.
I think alts can kind of mess with the market in their own way too, because I remember that when Doge was doing its huge run, that pretty much, I feel like that ran the alt market for a little while. Even Bitcoin was stagnant, and everyone's like, let's just pull everything together and put it in Doge while it's doing this fucking dumb shit, like just pumping like crazy. I mean, I guess people just kind of head to where they feel like the movement is, and right now the movement is in Bitcoin, and ETH has been keeping up pretty well. So I guess the next logical step is to just kind of spread it across the rest of the top 20, except for Chainlink. And that's that's basically what we're in for. But I'm just not feeling it right now.
The top 20.
Yeah, it's actually very, very close, and it deserves to leave
or something.
Someone should show it the door on the way out, because it is absolutely pathetic. Actually, you know what? You got me curious for a second just to see what.
Don't worry, the door's right there. It's the bathroom.
So it's got first off, it was passed by AVAX. That's pathetic. Shiba dropped a lot behind it. But anyways, it's Polygon, Algo, Bcash. Those are the three things kind of standing in its way. Yeah. So it's on its way out. It's on its way out.
Bcash, be money.
Can I just make a prediction?
Congrats
right
on this. Seriously.
Please.
Can I just make a prediction right here? All right. So I'm gonna call it ETH 10K is programmed, and Solana 350 programmed.
Oh.
You know, I think that I mean, that ETH prediction, that's not very what's that term?
Ambitious.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Sure. But the Solana one, that's interesting, because I think you actually have a really good point, because after, it's not like Solana's not like Axie Infinity. It doesn't just like, it's not going to languish where it is for a while. I think it's here to stay for quite some time, and it doubling from this point or more makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me, and I think it. I mean, I missed the boat entirely on it, and that's fine. You know, there's plenty of other fish in the sea. That's what I've been telling myself about a lot of things lately. So, let me
elaborate on my ETH prediction. Right. So there's these rumors, unsubstantiated, but it sounds likely, right? That the real catalyst for an alt market pump isn't a Bitcoin ETF, but an Ethereum ETF. And I think, me and a lot of other people think, that if an Ethereum ETF was to happen, ETH would grab all the liquidity from the alt pump, and it would outperform a lot of things in the market. ETH and maybe Solana from there. Yeah. So ETH probably maybe breaks all-time high, and if the ETF is confirmed, it probably rockets up to 10K. And it probably grabs up a lot of liquidity from other altcoins as well.
What does the ETF?
The Ethereum ETF, yeah.
I didn't know that was something that was even in the works. Is that just like a Twitter thing, or have you been hearing that from other places?
I've been hearing that the Winklevoss want to make an ETH ETF and some other people, but
I'm gonna
that's
knock
as
you
far as I know.
upside the fucking head. I'm so sick of this. Once you have like a caricaturely carved out face, it's so hard for me to take you seriously, and that's the way those guys are to me. It's like people. I think they look more ridiculous than the Bogdanovs. Like I really so ridiculous. But that's an interesting prediction, and I'm more excited about that than a Bitcoin ETF. To be honest with you, I think that would be super interesting.
Can you imagine if the ETH ETF comes first before Bitcoin? That would be the catalyst for flippening.
I mean,
Load the flippening flag.
I like that.
You're just
that was some
coping
edgy
so much
shit.
right now. You're coping
Keep going.
so much.
What do you have anything to say about that, or you're just coping like a
Yeah,
bitch?
honestly, an ETF is kind of bearish to me long term. It's just too good to be true.
But if it happens, which it very well might, then what do you do then? Just cry?
You kind of just, I know. I kind of worry that crypto becomes a slow,
Too normal.
snail thing eventually.
Well, it's going to become that. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion.
Great, wonderful.
Yeah, but also people find ways to make money in boring markets through options trading and shit like that. So I mean,
True.
But I mean, stocks can
ver-
shred as well.
yeah.
You remember
yeah, they
Tesla
can.
in 2020?
I mean, as much as I hate Wall Street bets, they're a good example of how people can make money in trad markets.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But the problem is that they can
Can
lose
you
a lot
remind you
too.
guys that Tesla outperformed Link in 2020?
Oh,
That's
no.
cool.
I mean, we can. I mean, this fucking. I don't know. Name some like raw materials that are on my this chapstick that I have. If I bought the same amount of this chapstick instead of Link, a year ago, I'd probably be able to sell it for more money than my Chainlink tokens right now. It's just because of just the value of the raw material and inflation. So I mean, it's a piece of shit. So what are we gonna do about it? Okay, except wait until the end of the year, right? Right, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the next 6 months. I'm gonna give it.
No, I'm not waiting that long.
Link
Get the fuck
to
out of here, dude.
150 to 200 blow off top.
All right, I'm fine with that. That's good enough for me. I'll
If
take my
that
chips and
doesn't
leave the casino.
happen, if that doesn't happen,
Watch the news.
yes, yeah.
Well, you realize
I'll
if you
just
give
leave it.
yourself a time horizon that big, if it doesn't play off like that,
3 months,
you just
3
miss the entire
months.
market cycle, right?
No, wait, 6 months. I'll give it.
Well,
to
just don't be all in and Link, you fucking idiot.
I will give
That's
it to
my
late
problem,
March.
Tyson.
Late March. I will give it up
Okay.
until late March.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
you're a much more generous man than I am with that. Then,
Yeah.
and
hopefully by late January.
Tyson has a really good point, and this is something that everyone else should kind of look out for as well. If you're in something and you're not super confident about it right now, I hate to be blunt, and this applies to myself as well. There's a really good chance you'll just miss the next bull market, which is probably going to happen over the next 5 months. So you still have a chance to strap into something that's decent right now before things get moving. And chances are it ain't going to be Chainlink.
Oh, I feel like Sergey's been strapped on and he's giving it to
All
me
right,
right
enough.
now.
You've given him enough attention. Speaking of my chapstick and I don't know, whatever the fuck else, any other normal, tangible, everyday, real life things, and this kind of plays into crypto, which is completely intangible, yet to be tangible or realized at any point. First off, we have a rebound on the trad markets on the SPX that a lot of us were expecting. Some of us weren't. I think Tyson was actually pretty bullish on SPX as he described last week. But also we have a word that is completely unavoidable that you cannot walk 10 feet without hearing, and that is inflation. Now, me personally, I love when people try to pretend that gas being like $5 more than it usually is like a big imposition on their life. It's not. You need gas anyways. Nobody fucking cares. It costs $40 to fill up your SUV instead of $30. It's not that big of a deal, but it affects a lot of other things as well, such as real estate, supply chain, and household items. So the inflation question, what do you guys think about it? How does it affect your life? Does it have anything to do with crypto, or is it some type of some type of machination of the new modern invention of our economic system? Tyson.
Well,
Adam, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the only inflation I have in my everyday life is my girlfriend because she's blow up. Tee hee.
Okay. That was very on the spot. That was
yeah.
very stand-up comedian of you. I enjoyed that. Tyson, what do you think?
I'm gay.
Hell yeah. I was just saying, inflation is based because most people only see the better when it's too late, and I think that's beautiful.
What?
People, or like ordinary people, only complain about inflation when it's too late.
So are you saying it's too late now?
No, I'm saying that when it comes to that everything is fucked, people won't take notice up until like bread costs the same as Chainlink does right now. You know?
What the fuck?
Well, we're certainly getting there. So I don't know. I'm actually kind of a fan of it, to be honest with you guys. Like it
You're
kind of is like,
inflation?
yeah. I mean, it makes everything more expensive, including your investments. So that's sick. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
well, it depends how much you have in investment. Like an average person probably doesn't have that much money tied up in like, you know, things that aren't
trying to exist, I guess.
No, like, I mean, what you call in America, like the IRA, right? Your like long-term retirement savings.
The IRA,
isn't it? Like,
you're right, Adam. It's the IRA Roth, not the liberation of Ireland or whatever people are.
Free Ireland. Somebody say the IRA.
Yeah, so that's like majority of
investment I can get behind
there.
And now we're demonetized, right? Okay then.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is a fair point. I don't know, Tyson. What do you think about the inflation and the messaging from the current panopticon of corporate media?
Well, that's a big
I'm
one.
all for it, man. Let's fucking accelerate this shit. I want a revolution. I want people to. I mean, I think like right now, it's too comfy for people to really do anything, right? So things have to get really bad before people snap out of it and demand like real change.
You know, Tyson, when you said that, I had this one thing. Okay, so you guys seen the movie The Foreigner?
No.
Jackie Chan versus the IRA, and I just pictured Tyson like beating up like an investment portfolio.
Wait, does Jackie Chan literally beat up Irish guys in that movie?
Yes.
Wait, are they the villain?
It's genuinely a pretty good film.
Based? I need to watch that.
It's good.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't vote for the guy. Not Jackie Chan. I'm not talking about Jackie Chan. I'd vote for him though. I didn't vote for the guy, but I'm starting to get a little Biden pilled. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I'm sorry.
What aspect though?
First off, he's a senile boomer that doesn't even know what's going on. He's obviously a secret racist from like 30 years ago, and he literally like. We have inflation going on and everyone just pulling their hair out over it, and he's literally doing nothing. That's laissez-faire economics. Isn't that what libertarians fucking love? That's what's happening right now. The economy is just doing its thing, and people
Biden
are
literally can't tell up from down.
Yeah, so, he's letting the economy do what it wants to do. Also,
libertarians be like, please step on me.
And also the who?
What?
Who step on you?
No, I said libertarians be like, please step on me.
Yeah, as long as it's a corporation, they'll get stomped into the fucking ground. And also, he had the balls to get us out of Afghanistan. No one else did. We're actually literally... And you did. What? Blumph did?
That was Trump's agreement, right?
That was
No, it was not. He fucking bloviated about it for 4 years, sent more troops there, and then said like, they wouldn't let me take them out. Then Biden gets them out in fucking 5 months, just being a senile moron. So
you know what? I want to see Biden and Obama play COD, because I just know those guys would be fucking sick on those kill streaks. Like I can just imagine them like running the chopper gunner through Afghan.
Oh, you mean in real life, like on a?
No, I want to see them play COD. They're gonna be sick at it. Modern Warfare 2.
I don't think so. but people like to make a big deal out of like leaving our troops behind and like people being stuck in Afghanistan. It's like these guys that are stuck in Afghanistan as Americans, they aren't like Larry the Cable Guy, like, oh my God, I'm stuck in Afghanistan. How'd I get here? Oh no, I can't get home.
Like,
Not again.
Each one
Not
of them
again.
has probably murdered like 4 children at that point.
No, it's like dual citizenship translator Afghanis who understand the geopolitical implications of being there. So, oh no, boo hoo, they're stuck behind in Afghanistan. Who fucking cares? Get the fuck out of that country. And Adam, you should be in support of that too, because your shitty troops were stuck there with us too. So,
yeah, I mean, well, wait, with what? Like leaving them behind?
I mean, they were just stuck fighting in Afghanistan
them
with
alone.
us, aren't they? Yeah.
No, is it like leaving like the translated people?
the trans? Yeah, the translators.
No, I don't know. If they like get their fucking heads chopped off if the Taliban find out who they
I
are.
can't fucking imagine Australian soldiers. I just can't.
Hey, you sick cunt. I'm gonna
We
shoot
had
you.
this. Dude, they committed a fuckload of war crimes.
Oh,
and,
there's
like,
an
we have
enemy
this
on my
huge thing-
six. I'm gonna
We have
take
this
him
huge
out.
thing at the moment about like war crimes in Afghanistan with our
There's a
special
soldier on my
forces.
deek.
Well, I'm throwing a grenade, cunt. Frag out.
all I can say is that all I can say is that people have a lot to complain about these days, but Biden's not really doing anything. He's kind of just sitting back, and his shitty like think tank messaging program that revolves around him is kind of running the country, and it's just
it
kind
doesn't
of
help
doing
that-
anything.
It doesn't
That's
help
not
if
a
he
good
pulled
thing.
from Afghanistan. It doesn't help if he pulled the troops from Afghanistan, but he's still beating the war drums for fucking Syria and China. You know, like it's just more of the same, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't know if he is, though. I don't know if he's trying to get us into battles with those places. I mean, he went against not only a apoplectic corporate media, but also Republicans, Democrats, and the military industrial complex. And in the face of all of them, he said, no, I'm leaving Afghanistan. And they're like, no, you can't do that. And he's just like, he did it anyway. So no, not the heckin' Afghanarinos. not the
Come on,
Qatarinos or whatever.
Biden. Drop some fucking bomb.
Not yeah. You know how many good Aussies we're leaving behind there? So
Jesus.
whatever.
Oh no.
Speaking of Biden, did you guys see that fucking memo that the White House put out?
No.
They said that America was gonna have some supply chain issues because of COVID or some shit, and the way they phrased the memo, it said specifically, yeah, so it just means that you guys will still be fine, but it just means that some of us won't get any treats for Christmas. So they use the word treats, and now everywhere on Twitter, there's these people, these fucking morons using, oh no, not my fucking heckin' treaterinos, just get your jab, anons. Shit.
Was this a public memo? Like a public
Yeah.
memo? You know why it's worded like that, Tyson?
Why?
Because they want to make us feel like we're dogs and we get treats from the government, basically. Like,
God,
if you're not good and listen to big booty mommy Kamala, then you won't get your treaterinos. You know?
Oh my god.
Wait, I need to go take care of something. Just kidding. Don't worry about it. Gotta go take a cold shower.
Whatever, Kamala.
What a
Really, come on.
coincidence! Insane.
I don't know.
Oh, smash! I don't give a
Kamala's
fuck.
hot, and she lost a little weight
What?
recently too. So
What
sorry.
the fuck?
No, what the
Moyer?
fuck? Dude, what the fuck?
No, I'm actually with more on this one. I would smash.
Yes. Oh, I got
I'm gonna
one. I
kill
got
both
one.
of you.
Yes. Well, I'm surprised Tyson said that because I thought he'd be too busy simping for his horse-faced PM. But
At
I
least
guess
say AOC or something.
I think Kamala's hotter than AOC actually, because Kamala would rip your head off.
By the
AOC is
way,
just kind of a snarky
New
bitch.
Zealand's prime minister is better than Kamala. And AOC.
No.
Jacinda.
She's
I've
not.
kind of fallen out of love with her recently, so I don't know. But
Damn.
you
Let's just
guys
say
have
me and
more.
Moyer are
Really dropped
heavily
the ball on
mommy
that one, huh?
So
So
and
Tyson and I
Moyer
have an
take-
incredible women taste, and you guys have very
Yeah.
boring taste. So
dude, imagine a threesome with Kamala and
Okay,
Julianne
All right,
Howe.
okay.
No,
Go on, Moyer.
no.
You know what you need to do.
what's that?
I don't know.
Have gay sex.
Oh. All right. Well, fair enough. We kind of went in kind of just a game of podcast whack-a-mole going all over the place tonight, but I think there were some pretty good points in there that are worthy of everyone's attention. So before we head out, any closing words? Adam, you got anything to say? I think you got something to go do. So
Yeah, no, I got some stuff to do, but all I was gonna say is my Pyries stay super fiery, my Rosies stay super cozy.
Ooh.
all right.
And I
One
could go
more?
through mine, and my Orchids stay super awkward.
Okay, I like that. Was very beautiful. That was a nice haiku. I appreciated that. Tyson, what about you?
I'm gonna give you guys something that I think could pop off quite a bit. Look at Harmony. Harmony on Binance.
Ooh. Thank you. Not Nano?
It's like on weekly support right now, so I think it pumps up quite a bit.
Nice. Thanks for that nugget on the way out, Tyson. You're a generous man. You got
Thanks, babe.
anything for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Tyson.
Let's go.
I like that.
Dare.
Until next week, guys, be friendly to your neighbor and show them Phantom. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
G homos.
Yeah, what the fuck was that episode?